What is up, y'all? Don't mind me. If you have, yeah, anybody who's been a guest on here so far has a pretty good idea of how unprepared I am and how much I think I described it to Matt from Mos Mind, perhaps CG, that my day leading up to broadcasting is quite legit. I am the embodiment of if you've ever seen a car like speeding down the street and then just fucking ripping it sideways and just right parallel parking like this. That is literally me as I get ready to go live, which is kind of insane if you think about it. I'd be dangerous if I ever took a minute to kind of prepare. No, I sit down, I make a small amount of notes. So if I like lose my train of thought, but I'm sure you all by now noticed that I just kind of go. I'm glad everybody's here. Good to see everybody. I am Michael from Destro Designs. We are live from Viperdem Studio, episode number 8. I forgot, I think last week, to talk about the shirt I had on. So I am wearing, this is from Stevie Z. I think everybody sees he's got them shirts. I love all the shirts he has. Like, so you figure you look at, like what's out there to buy from Gi Joe, and yeah, sure, everybody can get the thing with just a big red Cobra symbol and or some color variation, of all that. And those are all awesome. Believe me, I could wear a shirt with just a Cobra symbol every day and be happy with it. But this shirt is awesome. I don't know if you can see it. It says a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. I love this one. I think it's awesome. The blue is like just different enough, right? Like I wear a lot of blacks and deeper colors. So I got that. I got this one. This is great. I've got the Viper Strike First Die Last shirt. Absolutely awesome. And then so now I think I'm going to try to remember this off the top of my head. He has the blueprint shirts. So I have, and you can get each shirt in like a bunch of different colors. I have the Crimson Hiss one, the Hiss Tank blueprints in the like a crimson color. It's awesome. I love that one. And then I ordered. He put the Trouble Bubble blueprints up. I got that one, and then he went and put up the the Bivouac, the Night Landing, and the Cobra Claw, and I got all those too. So and a large fits almost exactly right in my advanced age, where if I eat like 2 donuts, I could put on 10 pounds. So it's nice that they fit really well and everything works. So number one, we got Snow Leopard in the house. Just so everybody remembers, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. My dude Snow Leopard is up in the middle of the night to be here, and I wish I had words to express how what that means to me. I think that's pretty awesome for you to do that. So you are always all week. I'm like, yeah, man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He shows up. That's awesome. So yeah, that's great. This week in Hearthstone is in the house. Matt from Mos Mind is here. What's up, Matt? Stevie Z, my boy with the shirts. Big Redhead is here. My brother. Good to see you. This week in Hearthstone again. CG, there he is. What's up, my dude? Albo Army in the house. Very good. So it's good to see everybody. So I just want to back up real quick and talk about Stevie. Talk to Stevie outside of Twitter, and he and I share a brain on a lot of things, and I think he's a very solid dude. I think, I don't know if enough people say it, like I think he needs to hear it. Like I think he's arguably the best dial maker, right? Like you look at, he's got like that beachhead one, I think is like the coolest thing. I mean, we always talk about Mate Mylar being the action shot king with the way he does his practical effects. Like, yeah, he's hard to touch there. But if you look at what is now, like a body of work, I mean, it looks like Stevie, it looks like you did a lot of shit before, too, that before, like, say, I started looking at some stuff. But yeah, no. So you can just take the compliment for sure, dude. You like the one the other day, just with the stinger and where the one guy had his arms up and everything like that, and they were looking at the map. I don't know. It's just like it's not easy to make the figures look like they're in a realistic position. Like even something as basic as one dude holding the map and another dude looking at it, and then there's a guy on the hood of the car. I've been fucking with figures. Yo, that's not that easy. It's to get it to look right. Like, and that's not a knock on the figures or the person doing it. It's just you got these pieces of plastic. Like this shit is not that easy. I've come to know that. Like even the time it takes to just literally take everything from one spot and stand it up on the table, and that's just getting your shit here. And then now you have to like arrange everything, and then you finally get behind the camera and you go, oh yeah, no, that doesn't look right. And then you got to kind of adjust. And once you adjust one thing, it makes everything look. So Stevie, I just wanted to say I appreciate that work that you do. I think it's inspiring. To me, it's inspiring to be better at trying to make those diodes. So yeah, good shit. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, and that's right. So you're getting right. You're taking, like Stevie's saying, you're it's like people watching, so to speak, is just giving you a good idea of what it looks like from a distance. And yeah, I have to agree. So lots of other people out there doing good work too. I just lately, like that other day with where you made it look like a series of comic panels and everything. I thought that really caught my eye, and I thought that was awesome. So what else is good with everybody? Looks like I wanted to sit down and make a list because there is to do what is almost like as an informative kind of part of this podcast. I wanted to have because we get these reports that certain figures have hit what like U.S. ports, right? Like we heard that I think like Pythona, and then a bunch of people like they're here now. What that means in terms of when the pre-orders go up and when we get these things, I don't know what that timeline is. Like, oh, it hits port. Well, good. Well, so when are we on the clock for what? How long until something till we see a pre-order? I don't know what exactly that is, but that's the kind of stuff I want to try to pay attention to. The prep that I try to do for the show is, again, it's like it's like something will pop in my head, and if I have a second to write it down, I will. But a lot of times I don't until literally like an hour ago. So I'm a little under the weather. I was working around this freaking dude Andrew yesterday, and when I finally saw that he had the sniffles and looked like he was sick, I was like, "What are you doing here? Go home!" And by then it was too late. I was already close talking with him a few times, and I knew, like I could tell how sick he looked and how close he was in that conversation, and I was working today, and then I had to go to my mom's for a birthday dinner for one of my sisters, and we were on the way there, and I spit out the window, and just boop, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh no, I'm fucking sick for sure. And as progressively, like actually, I dropped wife and kids off at my mom's house, and I turned around, I went right to the pharmacy, and I got Zicam. It's a little nasal shit that you spray. It's got a bunch of zinc and whatever. Anyway, PEDs for when you have a cold, and so here I am. So I came back. I was going to make these lists and do all these things after I came back from the birthday dinner, but instead, what I did is my old man ass took a quick nap, and I got woken up at 8:00. And don't you do a thing at like 9? So I jumped up and I had some coffee and got as ready as I could, as quick as I could, and here we are. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody would have been that worried if I canceled. But at the same time, I want to be consistent with at minimum one weekly. So, do we see? Is my boy Pop Cult Frenzy in the house? I've got something I want to talk about, but I want to wait until he's here. So maybe I'll wait a little while. And if he doesn't pop up, Roblox in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah. So we're gonna wait a second. Jair Contro, what's up, my dude? One of these times I'm going to call somebody brother or dude, and it's going to be a chick. That's going to happen. It's inevitable. But I don't think that Jair is that. So, yeah, I'm going to wait a little while and see if I can catch up with Pop Cult Frenzy here. It was good news for sure. So one thing I want to talk about, I just kind of, in my notes, this is literally the note, Flint card art. So I see first of all, everybody's getting the Flint. You're going to make me buy that fucking retro Flint. So everybody's got their own collecting philosophy, what they want to buy, what they want to spend their money on, and what each figure means to them. And mine's pretty weird. Like I have like a tiny bit of completionist where like, oh, I want all of this sub team for sure, or all of that sub team. But like as a whole, I won't be collecting every single one of these unless I hit the lottery. Then I'll have 4 fucking each one. But Shapiro Flint, oh my God, Jesus Christ. And it looks, now tell me, just please, it doesn't, the first thing that I see when I look, Matt, you're killing me. One of the first things that I see when I look at that Flint card art is a blow up doll. Right? Like the way his fucking mouth is like perfectly round and stupid looking. It just, I don't know what it is. He looks like a fucking blow up doll. So whatever. I just, I try not to let it ruin the actual like card art, but it or not the actual figure, but it did. I look at that and I'm just like, I don't know if I want that. So anyway, also I don't know. I like the other one. I guess when I look at the face, I see there's a difference in the face. It's one of those things where like that matters to you when you see it and you go, yeah, man, boom, that's the one. I gotta have it. Good. Me, I don't know about that Flint. I don't think I give a fuck enough. Flint was always I don't want to say a nothing burger, right? Because he was always like a big stoic character and a leader of some sort. But for some reason, he just like him and Duke were almost like parents to me for some reason. Like that's why Beachhead was cool because he wasn't one of the like even though he was in the upper echelon of things, but it was like almost like they have to do it because he's just so good. But anyway, Flint was always just whatever. So I don't have big feelings about what the Flint looks like, but that card art is just awful. It's really bad. We were talking about it last week, the Wild Bill card art that was funny, and I think Snow Leopard and somebody else came up with it. That was the Super 7 reaction figure. That was what it was. So yeah, oh my god, it's like I don't know. I just wrote that down because I know I kept seeing it. It was showing up in everybody's mailbox, and in the mail calls, and I couldn't help but see it. I was just like, dude, this is fucking awful. Beachhead was the Batman to their Justice League. Yeah, right. Right, I agree. I don't want to ruin it by saying any of it. It's just when you said Beachhead, for some reason, it triggered something. Stevie Z is working on something for me it's really, really cool, really thoughtful, and yeah, it just that brought that back up in my head. I can't wait till he finishes that so you can share that with everybody. It's a really, really cool project. The other day I got it's going to be a lot of mail call today because, like I said, I just instead of sitting down to do show prep, I took a fucking nap. So I see a lot of people are rolling out there getting it too. The Night Force Beachhead Quick Kick. Now, this is how Beachhead came out immediately, and he's still in the plastic, right? You're working on it right now, Stevie? That's what's up, bro. You're the man. So I love, first off, I'm having a little bit of an issue getting his fucking boot backpack to stay in there. So I'm not sure what it is. Oh, and we had a good debate on what we thought this was. So a while ago, God, my thoughts wander so crazy, and I'm sorry that you all have to follow me like that. So this Beachhead backpack, which I love, it was always iconic. I mentioned it one day in the Twitter streets, and I was like, yeah, he's even got a backpack with a bazooka head on it. So to me, this thing right here was always just for whatever reason, it was a bazooka head. It was something you put in a fucking poop, just one of them little ones like bazooka had that little tiny fucking thing. That's what I always thought it was. I thought it was the you're just still sitting on the chair. CG, come on, bro, you gotta open that shit, freedom. So yeah, I always thought that's what that was. And then Snow Leopard one day said, he was like, no, look, and if you look, there's like a cable that comes down to something that's all spooled up. He's like, that's a grappling hook. My fucking mind was blown, bro. Completely blown. So and then I think last week, oh God, I think it was Rock Lockdown or Just Some Jerk had said that actually what it is a mind clearing device. I'm not sure. It looks kind of like a grappling hook. I could see how it does that. But yeah, he said it was a mind clearing device, like that you take it off and you throw it over the course of like the land and you pull it back to you and then you know right where your path would be. So all I know is that either way, my entire childhood was a lie in that regard, and that's the part that's important to me. So, but yeah, no, this is cool. I like how they made that, just like the other one. You know what's funny? I just realized I've never even opened the Cobra Island Beachhead. Right? I never opened that fucking thing. Whatever number that is, yeah. Because to me, this one in the retro. This is Beachhead to me. That other one, I literally don't even know what that looks like, and it's actually bothering me that I can't think of what it is. All right, I gotta see it now. Oh, that's not so bad. No, that one's that's okay. I think that's a decent trying to a classification that, like I like to say. Yeah. I think that one's good. All right, yeah. Nope, that one's good. So it looks like they did it on that backpack too. I like how that one's got the red engraved. No, I've never. All right, I might have to open that one. That one's pretty cool. So yeah, so this looks great. This one's really cool. You probably see if you're paying attention to the No, Stevie, it is that interesting, brother. It is. He was the best beachhead until the retro. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Matt. That I'm just looking at that now. That's I'm as a beachhead connoisseur, I'm not mad at that. That one's pretty cool. I think they did that right. So if you everybody notices, a lot of times I have beachhead or snake eyes holding this gun. This is a gridiron gun. I believe it's a UMP 45. It's got the little flashlight on the front. This actually came on a fucking belt-fed machine gun on a little drone from them. But just so happened one day I popped it on there and I love it. So if you see this gun all the time, it's on purpose because I really like it. I think it looks sweet. Like an alpha commando. I consider him an alpha commando, just right alongside Snake Eyes. Might be a little sacrilegious, but it is what it is. But yeah, this one is really awesome. Like I remember first seeing it and kind of going, "Whoa, what's that shirt?" This, that. Now, what it is for me, and I'm just going to talk about this real quick. What it does for me, I did want to do a whole review. I'm behind on reviews. I was doing reviews like solid every figure, every new figure that I had gotten, and then it just went to the wayside because of work and some other shit. I want to get back to it, but I am definitely going to talk about this real quick. If you haven't opened it yet, I'm going to try to force you to fucking open it by talking about this right here. I feel very nervous yet. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, Matt. So this right here, what I like about it, even though the shirt and the digi camo are just like so contrast, it just works. I don't know why. But what I think kind of for some odd reason ties it together is like his webbing, the little fucking bag here, and his boots are brown. I don't know why that pulls it together for me, but it does. Like all the crazy, I still do wish I could take it apart, and I wonder what he would look like if I dyed the chest and the arms black to match his head. So it would be like the vest would stay green, everything else would stay the exact same colors, but his arms would actually be black, and I might like that more. If I ever get a chance to buy just a figure to try that out, I might, try to see what I can do. But that's kind of what I do. There's so much I want to do. Yeah, so that's him. The quick kick, I look at it and I think it's really awesome, except shirtless bothers me. I just, it's crazy. Like I think I talked about this last week. You suspend disbelief where you can, right? I think everybody's got something where you look at, even though we all agree that there's so many crazy ass aspects to G.I. Joe that, he's a karate guy that is in a literal machine gun fight with swords and shit like that, right? I mean, he does have a machine. You get the point. You got to be able to be like, what the fuck? But I don't know. When I look at that, I can't. So anyway, I don't believe he checks in, but our boy Animus levels definitely. He's a dye master. He showed me a bunch of shit. He walked me through how to dye some stuff, and some other people did too. But he went deep. Also, he showed me. I think subconsciously is where it came from in my head. He made a custom quick kick, right? He took the original quick kick and got a soft goods that almost looks like that tactical sweater. Like, in the OG, like the Snake Eyes Alpha Commando number 30, he's got like that black tactical sweater. Well, he got like a really official made soft goods that he put on the original quick kick and then put that Snake Eyes number 30 vest over him. And it looked really cool. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be taking this fucker apart and I'm going to put that sweater on him, and then I'm going to put the vest back on. So I think that's going to be something I might be able to actually do, because I talk about customizing and doing a lot of shit, but like sitting there dyeing something or something, like what I really want to do is learn how to airbrush. Stevie Z was talking about buying a Stevie. What did you do? Did you buy the fire team or did you get the compressor? I'm interested to know what you did there. Excuse me. So yeah, has our boy Pop Cold Frenzy showed up yet? Somebody throw up when you get in the house, Pop Cold Frenzy. Let me know you're here. I talked to him earlier and I never asked definitively if he was going to be able to make it or not. I think he works a crazy schedule. Anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm doing with the quick kick. The quick kick, I'm going to get a soft goods for him, and then I'm going to pull that vest back on. You went with the compressor, dude. You do so much cool customizing shit. You should definitely be in the house with that. But yeah, like his pants are great. The colors, everything is perfect. Like, right, it's nice and dark. It's got the green. It's an awesome night force. It comes with all these cool ass extras. I actually think this gun will look good for him. I don't know. I think it's a very rudimentary gun that they just keep rolling out on us. But hey, how cool would it be if like like a local maker, like maybe if Matt started making guns and that's who they had started doing the loadout and things like this, instead of just rolling out the same guns. Like I don't know. I don't know the logistics of that. It's very easy to talk shit and say, oh, that $1 billion company should do this. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. So yeah, that is the quick kick. Oh, he's got these nunchucks. I forgot he's got these. I do want to photograph this dude, but I'm absolutely waiting until I get the sweater. Speaking of now waiting, I've had to push a dial back, which I wasn't going to get to anyway. I have Atlas stuff that I want to get to. I have the Cobra CLAW Launching Facility from Sister Arsenal. That's I've got to do. But after these things are kind of these ones that I have in my head are wrapped up, the first project that I'm doing after that is the HISS Fire Team led by Major Blood Dio shoot. That's going to be fucking awesome. So yeah, I can't wait for that to be able to get to that one. But that's now being pushed back until what I believe is October 3rd to the 6th. Because in case you didn't see it, I'm just gonna start talking about some of this anyway if he's not here yet. If you didn't see it, our boy Pop Cult Frenzy was dropping wallet breakers today on Amazon. So it was like you could get a Trouble Bubble. OG Trouble Bubble with the Televiper for like $42. And I don't know if you have that Trouble Bubble. It just looks like a plain white thing until you get it. That white is like a perfect color. I don't know what it is. It's like a white that brings, but it's got like this haze to it that makes it look used, but not. I don't know. It hits hard. And the Televiper that comes with it is awesome. The retro Televiper's fine. But the one that comes with the Televiper to me is better. Our boy Rock Lockdown definitely agreed. He took a picture. He actually put like some pistols on the Televiper and some other stuff. And he's like, yeah, man, these Televipers will fuck you up. I agree. So, yeah, it was like the Televipers were $42. The the missile system went down to, I think, 60. But then I saw it right at the end. It was 52. It went down to 50. The missile system went down to $52, and I was like, no, don't get that too, because I already bought the fire team. I didn't want to spend $50 on something else. I've been spending. I really didn't want to get it. I think they lowered it. CG, what did they originally lower it to? The fire team. The fire team went down from whatever it is, $79.99. They originally put it out there, and then they dropped it. I think all the way straight down to 52. That's it. And CG tagged me in the post, and I went and looked, and I was like, oh my god, it's still there. I was like, down to 51. Right, Stevie, that's what I got it for. I got it for fucking 51. Holy shit. So anyway, I couldn't say no to that. I've had it in my mind that I wanted to get. I looked to see what buying a single fit. If I could have got one more infantry for the right price, that might have satisfied me having it. Then I would have had 4. And I can have 2 people on 2 people on each side of Major Blood, but I was just like, yeah, yep, 52. Thank you, Stevie. I want, when I have it in my head, I picture Major Blood in the middle, but then an even amount of troops on the side. And then I was like, well, I could pull the Techno Viper and put the Techno Viper right there. And I was like, no, that doesn't do it. This is gonna be like right. And the Valkyries for 40, brother. That's right. Did you get them? See, I by the time I went over and looked, they were already back up to 79. And then I think I saw a post after that said they went down again. And I got 2 sets of those. If I wanted to stick them in the Cobra claws, I have 4 claws. If I want to stick them in the claws, I had to stop. I had to stop. Their 3rd set. Nah, I love it. I'd love to see all your shit at once. I think you probably have a sneaky huge collection. That's awesome. But yeah, so the HISS Fire Team. So now that shoot gets pushed back until that other set shows up, and I've never done anything with the HISS yet. It's like that was at the time that was my grail when I first started collecting. I don't know if any of you remember. I was definitely posting when that came up, and I made a trip to go see a guy because it had just come up. I literally. So I was like, man, I don't know if I want to spend $450-$500 on this HISS tank. So this is, and I was saying this the whole first couple months, living room, bedroom. Yeah, that's it. I bet it takes up your living room and your bedroom. Right. Yeah, no shit. That's fucking awesome, dude. I love it. So yeah, I'll just tell you my history real quick because it's kind of cool. So the whole time I was collecting classifieds, I realized that this bug was bitten, and that I by like the fifth or sixth figure, I was like, oh no, I want like a lot of these. So my want for them kind of shot up, and I was buying. I discovered some gridiron stuff, and I wound up getting a couple. I think whatever I ordered some guns, and then I think I ordered like that little white drone because it was only like $40 or $30 or something. I was like, let me get that. So I had gotten that, and then I remember I got I had finished the job early, and I had gotten like a bonus or whatever, and I wound up ordering a bunch of shit from Gridiron and I think it was Pulse because I didn't know about where I could buy a like Big Bad Toy Store. I hadn't asked anybody about it, but anyways, I had bought I dropped like $600 at like one time, and when all that stuff came in, I still felt like I was missing something. And as it turned out, even though I was not going to buy the Hiss because it was so much money at once, it turns out that's what I apparently that was what the hole was for. I don't know, because as soon as I saw that somebody had was, I didn't want to pay and then wait for it to be shipped either. That was like a huge thing. And then I saw somebody local had one, and by local, I think it said that it was like an hour away. So I reached out. He was originally asking $525, and I was like, $450 is more what I'm topping out at. And he was like, look, if you make it $475, I will drive it to you. And I was like, no, you don't have to do that. We'll meet halfway. We picked a place. I drove out. I remember I made a bunch of posts as I was so excited. And what's crazy is the guy didn't even fully know what he had, right? So this was a guy I think that just buys stuff like this for the purpose of reselling. Because I said to him in a text message when we were going back and forth, I was like, yo, so it's the full, all tiers complete. He was like, yes. And I was like, so it's got the gunner and the tactician and the Cobra commander. And he's like, and then he sent me a picture of the thing from Pulse, and it was just the driver and the Hiss. And I was like, there should be more. And he goes, listen, he showed me a picture of the shipper. He's like, whatever it is, it's all right here. And that's what I knew. I was like, oh, he just doesn't even know that these other figures are in here. So I never mentioned it. And when I gave him the money, he's like, do you want to open it? And I was like, I did, but I also didn't want to see that there was all these extra. But anyway, I had already given the money. I opened it up. I looked at it. And I was like, yes. I was fucking stoked. The first thing I looked at was the figures because I didn't want to get into the tank. I knew that was the whole thing, but so it was an hour away. I got back on the highway. I was driving on the highway like this, looking at the fucking thing, like, oh my God, I want to open this. And there was a rest area. I pulled over in a rest area and I opened it right in the rest area. I'm not kidding. I had the all the way down to the figures that were in the boxes. I opened, I think it was the tactician because I knew what the gunner and the driver looked like, but I wanted to see that tactician. So I opened that up. I took that out. I looked at it and I was like, yes, this is fucking tits. This is really awesome. And I was so for whatever reason, that Hiss at the time was the thing because the Hiss, like if you ever hear how I talk about it, like the Hiss to me was the coolest thing because I had two of them, like one kind of broke, like one of the tracks, and then I got another one because of that. And but at the same time, I still had two. It didn't matter. You just turn them the same way. It's like one, they both look fine. So to me, and there was something about the logo with the 788 and like it was this particular team, even though there wasn't a fire team, but it was just like this particular tank was the one that was really super badass. And I don't know, I just thought that was really awesome. And so when I finally got into the classifieds and I looked, because the funny thing, when I first started, I just got into classifieds last January, but a couple of years ago, when the Hiss was being rolled out as a HasLab, somebody saw it on the internet and told me, do you know they're doing Gi Joes again? And I was like, what? And I looked, and when I looked at Pulse, I thought that those were still 3 3/4. I didn't know that they were big. So when I saw that the Hiss tank was $300 and I wasn't getting it for a year, and I thought it was this big, I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. And then that was it. I checked out on classifieds until I stumbled back upon them, or whatever. So that's my Hiss story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't remember how I got on that, but yeah. Something else super cool. CG Horror has been putting those posts out with that I can use to color. So I definitely appreciate those, CG. I think that's pretty dope. And you've been on fire lately with everything. Good pictures. And yeah, man. Does anybody else good to say in the comments? Does anybody else color those things because they're perfect? Now, it does use. It's a full page. I mean, there is a lot of, it does use a bit of ink because some of them are really detailed, but I love it. Then I just use like colored pencils. I can shade some. I tried to do a few where I was using markers and colored pencils, but I can't. I'm not that good. It's fun for me, but I wouldn't bother showing them to anybody because it's just whatever. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Country Gentleman, I had made a post this week that I thought was pretty interesting, where he was like, "What is your favorite Dreadnought slang?" Because the Dreadnought's crazy, right? They just got a bunch of lines, and yeah, that got me to thinking. It was such an easy. It didn't actually. I didn't have to think. It didn't really get me to thinking. I had an immediate thought because I say it constantly all the time. Coloring is supposed to help your brain with ages. Yes, I heard that. I can't say for sure that that's why I was doing it this time, but I did know that that's a thing. So I definitely, and the kids love doing it. We're all doing it together. My kids love it because when I'm into coloring, that means I buy the big thing of colored pencils, and they get to use those too and everything. So yeah, that's what's my brother. Yeah. So favorite Dreadnought line. I don't know if anybody participated in that, but mine, without a doubt, is that sequence in the movie where Cobra Commander is in the clamshell and they're first, going at it. And I'm never gonna remember which two it was. I think it's Torch and Monkey Wrench or the two, but the first one is he's like, what's with all the legal fegal palava? And then Monkey Wrench is like, yeah, if they want to trash old Chrome Dome, why don't they just get on with it? And for whatever reason, that saying has stuck in my head. Like, it just pops up into my head like all the time. I don't know what it is. It's just hysterical. Anybody else been having trouble with Twitter lately? I don't know if it's mine. I started it over multiple times. I actually uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and then did like an update. And I don't know what it was, but yeah, man, that was awful. I did. It is a little bit better, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna kind of I don't know. I just had to mention that because it's very frustrating. There's been times where I've been trying to respond to like DMs and I'm in the middle of typing out like a 2-paragraph thing, and the app will just close, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, yeah, I'm using it too much. You're probably right. It probably is broken. Actually, I've scaled back, I'd say, in the last couple weeks, for sure. So, this is kind of cool. So I scored this on an incredible deal. One of the many things that I get from Pop Cold Frenzy and his links that he puts out there. So I got this for $10. Now I never wanted this figure in the first place because the colors are just so different than what barbecue is to me. Barbecue is. As a matter of fact, he's right here. This is what barbecue is to me, and I think that this is awesome. So this is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Oh, speaking of the devil, there's that Flint. But I bought this a while ago. Yeah, same, slow, no doubt, Matt. They're still called tweets, or are they X's? It's Twitter and it's tweets to me. I refuse to call it X. I don't know what it is. I don't want to. I'm not making a statement in any way to that. It's just I don't know. I don't know. It's Twitter to me. So yeah, this guy here, I originally got a figure for it was like $15. And that was back when I first started collecting. And at that point, anything that was under 20, I was like just kind of buying if I needed it. But I'm not going to do a whole thing. I'm just going to pop this out. But look at how awesome that figure is, right? So I got this for $10. The whatchamacallit was the original price was like, it had gone down to like $13, and then there was one of those random 30% off coupons. But look at all this shit. So when I finally do get around to do some customizing, I feel like this could be made into some sort of breathing apparatus if I added a hose or I did something. But yeah. It's just a really dope figure. It's got this whole thing. I think the mask is really awesome too. And then, he's got hoses and all kinds of other shit. So yeah, the hose that actually goes from this, I think it comes off the side of this to his axe. Like, I wonder if you could have the hose go from here to the side of the whatchamacallit there and make that, thing. But yeah, sweet deal, right, Big Red? I couldn't say no to that. It's one of those things where I am trying to stop buying shit like this, right? So, if I just bought the new things that were coming out, spent my money on things like that, things like if Mos Mind comes out with something new, Sister the Arsenal, I'll spend my money on that. But going and buying up all this shit to do a bunch of customizing that I'm going to do eventually. But I don't know. I'm a sucker for a deal, so I wind up buying shit like this. But yeah, I spent $10 on this, and I couldn't say no. Something else I got, Matt from Mos Mind has got, Matt, I don't know if this is the exact same one. I think it's pretty close. So he was showing, when we were showing off the Atlas that Matt had on hand with him was the black, the Joe color scheme, the black and the green. Totally awesome. He had this really cool bit of soft goods that was tied up and stuck on the side. And Matt, that looked awesome. That was a really cool choice. I think I'm going to wind up doing something like this. I considered cutting a piece of this, Matt, and dyeing it black to roll it up in the same manner and putting it on the Atlas that I have. I got those particular colors because I wanted to be able to put Joes and Cobras in there and have it look kind of, it could be either like androgynous in that way. It could be one or the other. But if I got some of this right here, dyed it black, rolled it up and put it on the side there, I really think that'll look cool. But yeah, Matt was kind enough to show it up. But this, I think there's probably like a couple variations of it, but this is like enormous. Like this is an absolute huge piece that I can do a ton of different things with. Like I can even actually make like a size like this. I could cut this and put it over like a giant area where I have like vehicles and outposts from Mos Mind, and you can put it underneath like a hole. You can make like a canopy. And the reason I'm super excited about that is there's so many shots that I get from like looking up at figures, and I can't really do it because you're looking at the bottom of my fucking floor. And so even though I have stuff coming up that's going to have that taken care of, but this popped up in another way where I could I could just put that up there and it looked like this whole base area is under a canopy. But yeah, so that is this right here, and I thought that was really, really awesome. Spray paint works fine on that cloth. Oh, nice. Okay, that's a good idea. I love it. That'll probably even give a more of like that flat kind of look to it too. Who knows what the dye will look like. All right, that's cool. So that what I was using for this is that packing. Like I know Pulse sends it. It's that brown, like shredded up sort of kind of thing. And I hit that with some green spray paint, and then the brown and the green kind of mixed together, and that was good. But thank you again, Matt, for more of it. I meant to put the link to this in my show notes, along with the link to a bunch of other shit. But again, I don't know if you can hear my voice, but your boy is woo. So that was awesome. And I actually ordered there was this, and then there was another package that, it was one of those things. I look at the picture. I saw one thing when it showed up. It was not the same thing. So I didn't even bother showing that because that's going right back. I got a lot of cool shit to show you guys, and I hope you don't mind because that's what I got this week. So one thing I got, I got my second Major Blood. So this whole wave, literally the Snake Eyes, the Major Blood, the Battle Honor Coma Commander, and the Monkey Wrench. I wound up having them all pre-ordered on Pulse, but then it all became available on Amazon a month and a half early. So I ordered all the ones from Amazon, and I never canceled these. When I did remember, I was like, okay, I'm going to be doing some giveaways. I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so I got an extra blood. One thing I never gave a shout out to. Hold on, let me set this over here. I got on Amazon another or off eBay another. This was another link from our boy Pop Cult Frenzy. This was figure count number 44 or 45. It just showed up in the mail. I think it was like $19. Sealed bat, OG bat, which I absolutely love. It's iconic. I feel like you can never have enough of these. I think Country Gentleman is the guy that's got like 30 or something of them. Yeah, I have 3 of the new Major Bloods. Oh no shit. Yeah, Sister the Arsenal is in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah, dude, it's a really cool figure. That's not going to actually go in a giveaway. I'm actually going to keep one sealed. But no, anyway, I'll get to the giveaway in a minute here. God. If I showed you guys what a disaster it is in the studio, so you got to remember I'm doing a basement remodel over there, and that's sort of where I set up the big dials, and then I have everything, over here to kind of bring it over there as it need to be. I have shit fucking everywhere, and when I finally get a big cleanup in here, if I'm not missing anything, it will be a miracle, to say the least. Hold on, let me put at least the other stuff. here is, I still am on my first snake eyes. I never opened this. I know one night we were talking about, did I open this? No. I remember there was one thing. We're gonna do a question in a minute. Awesome bats are another one I want to get. Yo, Big Red, you ain't not a classified bat yet? No doubt. I'll keep an eye out for you and let you know when there's a good deal on one. I had gotten another Frag Viper. I think I just, it's right. Is that the one? Yeah, I got another one. I'm trying to collect a few of those. I'm gonna tease a little something. I think the Frag Viper looks like it belongs with the OG Alley Viper. So if you look at the colors on that, right, the blue isn't the same, the orange isn't as bright, but I'll be goddamned if you don't have a row of Alley Vipers in front with a shield and a gun shooting with a bunch of Frag Vipers lobbing grenades over the top of them. I don't know what else is awesome together like that, for sure. So where is it here? Yes. So this is, so from our brother Dan Salsato. Dan Salsato is out here in these Twitter streets. He's always posting some new stuff that he's got. He's a cool dude. I've talked to him. I actually got figures from him. He is picking up stuff all the time, and something had happened, and I think it started with somebody backed out on something for him, and I was like, I'll take that. And then he actually saw something. Anyway, I was looking, so I set my third breaker. My third breaker. I have, yes. So I had gotten one, and then I found one. I got one, my pre-order from Target, and then I found one in Target, but the box was jacked up, and which I think that one I might be giving the box jacked up to my godson. So I've been stocking stuff for my godson. I think that's one of the ones that's going to go in there. So I got a third one. I want to keep one of these in the box. I'll talk about what I'm keeping in the box and not in the box as a whole in a minute. But yeah. So we got this one here. I'm really happy that I got that. And then even after I did the goddamn, even after I did the Python Patrol thing, I got another one of these. I think it was like $16 shipped on eBay. It's kind of an impulse buy. And then I do believe I have another one on the way that's going as a gift to somebody. But yeah, because that's what it was. I bought two, and it brought the price down to $15.63 shipped or whatever it was. And like, okay, and then here was, I don't remember what number it was, but Pop Cold Frenzy, she had a link for this out on Amazon. It was $21. I love these bats. I try to build out the Iron Grenadiers as best I can. They have a limited, amount of figures, especially the Troop Builders. I think for Troop Builders, it's just the Iron Grenadiers and then these here. Otherwise, it's Dark Lawn, Metalhead, and fuck me, somebody. But yeah, so I saw this for $21. I figured I'd get it. This is my fifth. I think it's my fifth one. Yeah, for sure. And then so something else that's I really got to know. Some people are rolling out getting these. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't got my Pulse one yet. This is the one I got from Amazon. This is ridiculous. This is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, and just there's so many things when I look at it. The grenade strap that is in fact a belt buckle is genius. Fun story. I used to have a belt that was the belt buckle of a Jeep. It had the Jeep little click the seatbelt thing, the whole nine. It was awesome. But that's what he has here. It's really great. I think the jeans, the rips in the jeans, how they did that, I think it looks amazing. The Trident gun. You can only do so much with a Trident gun, but I think they did a really, really awesome job. I think that looks fucking great. And I'm very interested in that mask, right? Oop, and move so you see that mask right there is very interesting. And I think that's one of the things that brings it over the top. You put that mask on him, you put a gun, a regular gun in his hand. I really want to get something for a sling down, right? I really want to get something that's really, really perfect for a sling. Matt, I haven't looked up those the whatchamacallit on that Etsy there. You had referred me to those people that had that nice sling. I got to get something because having that Trident thing hanging off him on a sling while he has like a gridiron gun in his hands, that's really what I was going to be after. Because then you still got the classic look, like, yo, I'm still here to fuck you up with my Trident, but I actually have to shoot you with some bullets. So here I got this real gun in my hand too. I think that balances it out because this is an incredible figure that shouldn't be. Your mind shouldn't be taken away from how great it looks because he's got that Trident gun. You should be able to sling that Trident gun in the front. I can't explain to you how many different how many different things I would absolutely want to have for that. But yeah, so I kind of got off on a quick tangent there. Dan Salsato, good dude. He was nice enough. He got me, picked this up for me, sold me his extra breaker, and then when he got this for somebody and they didn't buy it, I said I will definitely take that because crystal ball seemed like a little hard to find for some people. So I am going to open one, especially when I get my Ghost Vipers. He's going to lead the army, but then I want to be able to keep one tucked away on the side. So move this out of the way. Trying to think of how I can continue this and go in this way. I'll keep those. So I'm really excited about this. Tiger Force Outback is a completely, absolutely killer fucking thing. eBay GPS lot for this links. Thank you, Matt. I'm gonna look into that for sure. And what I got for my Tiger Force Outback is the Naugahyde loadout. So I have a Naugahyde, but he needs to have that shit. So what I got is this. I got his scope, his silencers, the bipod is in there. The person that shipped to me did a really good job. But I feel like, again, with a sling, I would love to have this slung down the front of my Tiger Force Outback, but have this on his back. But then I want him with an arrow, right? The gun is slung in front of him. I want him with an arrow, and that's how I want to do it. So yeah, this shit right here, I'm really stoked that I was able to find, because like I had the idea and I was like, I'm probably gonna only find that fucking loadout for like $25. Sure enough, it was $12.99. I think I paid like $2 shipping, but I said if I found it under 15, I was buying it, and immediately the first one that popped up was that. I also kind of see Night Force Beachhead with the bow and arrow too, the way that the green kind of hits, and he's crossbow trained, kind of something or other like that. I can't complain. Now the funny part is I know that I had gotten some other stuff. Oh, I got a retro Viper, which I'm actually opening. I'm gonna teach a little something here. So I got one of these to open. Now, to talk about my collecting for just a sec, I am going to have a classified retro card sealed collection. Not all of them, because like I don't want all of them, but the base, all these troop building ones. So I've got, the Destro, the Cobra Commander, the Beachhead, the Snow Serpent, the Eel, the Televiper. I have one of these that's sealed. But I'm taking this one out because I'm going to have in the Cobra CLAW Launching Facility, one of the cool by Sister Arsenal, one of the coolest shots that I have planned is I want to have this Viper leading my Cobra Island Vipers, right? You know how this one just has that slight difference as compared to the Cobra Island ones. Well, that's going to be the difference here. So I'm going to have this guy out. He's going to be leading the way, and I'm pretty stoked about that. If you might have saw something that I just opened and got to appreciate. So when I was doing one of the promo shots for the Atlas, I had to have him sticking out of the top. I love how they did that chrome. I think that looks fantastic. And otherwise, it's I like how they have the bootstraps that come down and around under the thing. That's important. I like that they had the white stripe on this one, but then I think it comes with a helmet that's not, or the other one does, or something. The I think, or the HasLab comes with the extra helmet. Yeah, right. The HasLab, whatever it is. That's really cool with the chrome. I think that's awesome. All right. So have we seen Sis 3D art? Oh, not Sis 3D art. I'm sorry. Have we seen Pop Cult Frenzy? Has he popped up in the comments? Because I'm about to talk about something right quick. Oh, no, wait. You know what? I got a couple minutes. I can wait. So some other stuff that I got, and it's about to get super cool here. So it's hilarious. My brother, Country Gentleman, hooked me up. I'm just going to tell the story real quick. Oh, no, wait. I can show you something here before I get into that. This is falling off, so I just want to show you. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen the giant Cobra banner that I have up there. I fucking love that thing. Well, this dude had a bunch of other ones, and I slept on it. It was on Whatnot. I didn't know nothing about Whatnot. I ordered that one. I figured whatever. If it looks good when it gets here, maybe I'll get some more. Well, they all sold out. Well, look at this fucker that I got here. So same size, 3x5, boom, Night Force flag. So 3 foot by 5 foot, dude. It's like, I think it's like $16 shipped or $21 shipped. I think that's what it was. Yeah. So I don't know how I'm gonna incorporate this in the back. I like you being able to see some of my figures, but I'm really stoked that I got that. I think that thing is really awesome. So Country Gentleman, one day he gets a pre-order in for Breaker on Pulse, or I'm sorry, Dial Tone on Pulse, and he is like, he put a post out there, and I was like, oh, I was so jealous. I was like, damn, I really got to get my hands on a pre-order for this Dial Tone. The figure looks amazing. I desperately want it. About an hour later, I'm sending somebody else a message in a different app, and I see the little icon come up at the top, and it says low stock, but it shows that it comes from like a DM from a Twitter account. I didn't even look to see who it was from. For some reason, I just went immediately to the Pulse website, and I got myself a Breaker pre-order. But that one was not slated to ship out until at earliest when they show you October 15th. So fine, I got one. I was excited. I was high off catching that. I was like, yes, this is fucking awesome. Then I think it was like a month later, which put us into July. In July, I saw Entertainment Earth had pre-orders for the Dial Tone shipping in August. It's $25. If they don't ship, I just, okay, fine. So I put a pre-order in for that and kind of had forgotten about it until it was like September 2nd, I think it was the day. And I was like, oh, right. I put that pre-order and I went to Entertainment Earth. I don't shop there otherwise. It's just like, oh, I still have the pre-order, but you know, it didn't ship. So who knows what the fuck. And then the other day I get a notification from, this is how crazy that the site is. No shipping notification, no your order is on its way, no none of that. I wound up getting a notification from UPS that said we've dropped off your order from Entertainment Earth. Bam, Dial Tone. So all the stuff I've been getting, I'm really excited about this. I obviously I don't have one, and I think that this is like a super awesome one. So I can't really complain too much about how that worked out. So, and the good thing is, another one I want to have in the box because it's been so hard to get. So I have the pre-order from Pulse. So Country Gentleman, I know you swing by sometimes if you're out there. I appreciate that you secured me what is my first one, really. That's what it is. This was the bonus. You secured my first Dial Tone for me, my rock, and then this just happened to be a bonus that I got. So I'm pretty stoked about this. I loved him. I really hate how they did the amalgam of Breaker and Dial Tone in the Gi Joe movie. I felt like because the double bubble, but it's clearly this type of looking fella. Anyway, just look at that, will you? Would you just look at it? That backpack is awesome. I think they did a because we haven't seen this in everybody's timeline and stuff because it's been hard for people to get their hands on, and I don't think it's gotten to do that a lot of the other ones that have been showing up have. This is fucking awesome. This is really fucking tits. The way that his face looks, I like the strapping, the webbing, how it sits up on the top. I don't want to do a through the box review, but I'm really happy. So I am gonna open this one, and then the other one will stay sealed. I know that's kind of a risk, but I'm not super concerned. It's not like I'm gonna sell it anyway. That second one that I say I want to have sealed in a box, it's just weird. Weird shit that I do. So yeah, that's the Dial Tone that came in, and then before I get to that, I will do okay, we'll get to that after. So last kind of thing on the mail call here, I'm trying to think how this happened. I was on a Facebook group. Now I go and I scan these Facebook groups real quick because they're trusted sellers, and some of the best deals I've ever seen on shit is 100% on the Facebook groups. eBay is fine. I've gotten plenty of figures from there, especially the Amazon links that Popco Frenzy puts up. But when I'm scanning those Facebook groups, people that are just trying to off a bunch of shit real quick, and you can get some killer deals. So I happened to be on there, and I saw one guy. He had just posted it a minute before, and he was like, "Yo, I think the Trench Viper thing is working." I shot over. Holy fuck, it is. Add to cart, etc. Only allowing you 3 per customer. I would have got 5, obviously, because anytime you get a chance to get something that nobody can get their hands on, it's beneficial if you have the opportunity to grab a couple of them to grab them. So I got 3 was all they were allowing you to get. Secured the 3. I then sent my brother CG a text message saying that it was up. I figured instead of sending him the text message first and the time that takes, I figured I could go and secure 3 for us, and if he gets some, then we, whatever, we could see everybody's happy. But I secured 3 by the time he was able to take a look. They were already sold out. I think somebody said it was literally up for like 2.5 minutes, and then that was it. They were all gone. Somebody said that they thought they only had 30 of them to give out at that time. So if you think about it, I feel super lucky enough to have been able to got my hands on 3. Here's mine. I kept 1 and I sent 2 to my brother because he wanted these as bad as I did, right? And how it works out in a way is that, so if you happen to be unfamiliar, I'm probably sure everybody here has probably heard me tell a story, so I'll be brief. CG and I have become very close brothers, and we've been back and forth. Really, just we're both lucky enough to be in positions where we have an opportunity to help each other in these ways. And he sent me quite the gift package that included a Serpentor. So I have been, and not that he's looking for me to repay it whatsoever. I'm just like, I've got to do something special. Now I am making him something that it's just going to take. I have to have somebody help me with that has a big engraver for whatever. That's going to take a while to get. So in my head, I'm like, man, I want to try to find something that this dude would like. And I think I nailed it with being. Thankfully, was able to secure these 2, and then I sent 2 of them down to him with a few Star Wars figures to customize and some other stuff. But yeah, so here he is. I've got this. And I'm very excited. Now, I'm not bowled over whatsoever by the base. I would 100% rather, put money towards getting something from Mos Mind. 100%. I like a bar or an outpost. It's just a little bit more money than this. But the reason that I wanted, if I had 3 of them to put together, I've seen some people with some stuff. I'm not going to say it doesn't look cool, but I'm not bowled over by it. I'm bowled over by the stuff that Matt makes. This right here, this guy is awesome. I had to have at least 1. So everybody knows how I feel about the Alley Viper. I love the Crimson Alley Viper. This guy, I'm not going to say that he's the best looking one because nobody will ever top the OG. And the Crimson one is actually really nice. But if I take this out of the box and look at it, I know I'm going to fall deeply, deeply in love with it. And I would entertain a trade if somebody was like, oh, I'll give you a Trench Viper and maybe something else for the Fort mod. I would consider that. But that being said, when I do look at having this one in particular, I think this right at the end of the bar from Mos Mind, I'm going to show you real quick. So I think having this come out all the way at the end, and then right off the end here, having one of these and have it set up where like there's like a pathway or like a road, and have this be like the checkpoint part at the end. I do believe having this next to the bar will in fact make it look cooler, because it's not horrible, right? But it's just not also awesome. The stuff Matt makes is awesome. But this guy right here was a must-have, and I had to lock that down. But anyway, more importantly, I was more excited that I was able to send 2 of these to CG than I was to even actually open that one on myself. Yeah. Bet they fit in the back of the Atlas. I won't even look, Matt. I know for sure if the Merc fits in there, yeah, that will fit definitely. You know what I also thought, Matt, is that it would shape real good off the top of the outpost. So CG and I were talking, man, I try not to, when I have personal conversations with people outside here, I try not to just blurt it all out on the live. But we thought, I said that the way that thing opens up kind of on the sides would shape nice right off the top. If you've got that in the Cobra colors, I think it would look real good off the top of the outpost too. So when I do open that, I will be doing a series of how it fits with your shit, just so you know, because there's people out there who really like these, and they really like, man, like I've been the whole time I've been here, I've been eyeing that Trench Viper. It's been right here in front of me, and yet, I mean, it's a completely different camo than what is on the OG thing, right? It is, when you look at it, I don't see Alley Viper when I look at that. I just see its own dope fucking figure. Like the digi camo, that is like, so the Alley Vipers were always like the enemy of Shockwave. Stevie and I had talked about this. Those two were kind of always at that. Those were the two literally meeting in the alley. Shockwave being the urban enforcer, like the leader of all that kind of stuff. Like that's why it's Strike Force Fangbuster is Shockwave and Beachhead. Beachhead is now teamed up with Shockwave to hit the urban areas. Anyway, this fucking guy is ridiculous for like an urban kind of setting. So what I was thinking is that I wanted to get him a killer loadout and then have him sort of lead Alley Vipers to some kind of an extent. I don't know how. I have this whole scene with Alley Vipers and the Atlas, as a matter of fact, where the Atlas is going to roll up and try to thwart what is basically a bit of Alley Vipers that are up to no good. So that's Joe's had to roll out the Atlas in order to get us enough troops because there's going to be quite a few Alley Vipers and they are going to be loaded for fucking bear. But I know that Gridiron makes this killer. It's for like a Cobra Blue. It's a backpack belt fed up to a Gatling gun. I think he's going to get that, and then that's where I want to come up with a sling that matches good because I want him to be able to have that backpack with the belt fed gun, but I want the belt fed gun to be slung, and I want him to have like a smaller rifle that he's like in with the shield, and he's in these close quarters, and so I figure I'm coming to terms with I'm only going to have one of those, but I'm just going to get him some shit from Gridiron to, gear him out real good. And then that's it. Because like Matt, if your stuff didn't exist, I would probably wind up buying a bunch of these because it's what we would have. But your stuff existing, when I look at that, I go, I don't want to spend my money on that. And like the sandbags look cool, but I also have these other ones I got them on Amazon, and they're 10 times better. They're like real legit, like sandbags. They're fucking awesome. I should have to put up a link for those one of these days too. All the stuff that I keep talking about from Amazon. So, I was maybe going to open the Trench Viper so we could take a look at everything, but I know taking all those Fort Mod pieces and trying to put it together, I'm actually not even interested in doing that. I got some other stuff that I wanted to talk about, and then maybe I'll get it. This is going to be an early one, boys. We just passed over an hour, and I got to be honest with you, I'm surprised I made it this long, given how absolutely shitty I felt like coming into it earlier in the day. I do want to consult some notes. Oh, yeah, before I go too crazy here, something else I want to talk about. Anybody in the Northeast or that is capable of coming, I would love to see everybody that I can pop in. And I know it's super short notice. This is total damn near pipe dream. But hold on, sorry, technical difficulties. Cold Slither is going to be playing at the Gramercy Theater. It's kind of like a small place, but intimate. Great place to see a band like that, where they're like super up close to it. Cold Slither is playing at the Gramercy, which is, I believe, it's been a long time. I used to go to the city all the time when I was young. That's a place for young people. It's not a place for old people. So I don't go there anymore. Haven't been there frequently in a very long time. But yeah, so Cold Slither is playing the Saturday of the weekend of the NYCC. I've never been to a comic book convention or anything like that before. I know that Hasbro usually does a pretty good loadout. Last year, they rolled out the Night Force, Beachhead, Quick Kick, and the Blowtorch, Major Bloodline. I think they were all there, and the Snake Armor. They rolled out the Snake Armor. It was a pretty awesome showing. And if there's anybody that's interested in going, let me know. It's a big ask. I got to be honest with you. I'm almost like, it's not set in stone because driving in the city is an absolute nightmare. So getting down there, parking somewhere, getting to the show, going in, walking, doing that. I don't want to pay $500 to stay in a room overnight. So that means I'd have to drive home after they played. So it's a little bit up in the air. But if we were able to put something together where there was a couple people that wanted to go and we had, kind of like a mini meetup or something like that, then maybe I would be a little more inclined to put all that effort in. But my old ass has a hard enough time driving 25 minutes away to go and play cards with my lifelong friends. So to think that I'm in a month from now, drive down and see a metal band in New York City by myself that's that's just not going to happen. So if anybody's interested, hit me in the DMs and we'll see if it's possible. I know there is quite a few of us over here in the Northeast, but again, driving in the city and everything, it's just it's craziness. But I had to mention it. I figured that if there was something. Oh, and I I don't know. I never fact checked that, so I don't know if that's true or not. But I think Ron Rudat might be appearing there. I don't remember exactly, so I think I'm gonna pass on that before I say that for sure. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go. All right, so Pop Cold Frenzy has not popped in quite yet. So I'm just gonna kind of go ahead. So I've been doing this cool thing where I've gotten quite a few figures from him, and he had mentioned, or I think one of us had mentioned it a while ago about, oh, when we get up to the 50 figure count, we should do some kind of a small giveaway or something like that. Now stay tuned because Matt from Mos Mind and I are cooking up a giveaway as well. So there's going to be plenty. I'm trying to drive as much attention as I can to the YouTube channel, to everybody's Twitters and Twitter handles and stuff like that. And rising tide raises all boats. That's the way I look at all that. But so I figured doing a couple giveaways would be good. Matt, we will talk about that further. I had a couple ideas. I've been so busy. I just haven't. I actually meant to reach out to you the other day. I had a really good idea. So I had ordered some. Our boy Michael Munn had done a really cool custom of Cobra Commander. So everybody has the kind of same thing where like, oh, this is, it's fine, it's whatever, but he would look really good in chrome. So our dude Michael Munn got one of those chrome pens from online and he went to town on it, and it looks really cool. Now he did give the caveat to say that it would have to be finished with like a sealer in order for it to be handled in long-term use of it, not, because otherwise you're going to touch it and your fingerprint's going to go in it and everything like that. It's obviously, he gave a very technical explanation about the different kind of pigments and how, or different kind of markers and how some have these bonding agents and some don't. And that if you do it, you will have to kind of seal it. But what I want to do, because I thought it was something that would be easy enough for your average novice person. So we're going to do a giveaway, Pop Cold Frenzy and I, and what it's going to be is Battle Armor Cobra Commander with some markers. You will have enough to do the whole thing. I'm currently looking for a sealer, right? I would want to give, so I believe I can get my hands on some kind of a can of aerosol that I would be able to kind of spray. Now, shipping that I think might be an issue. We don't get the good plastic paints. So whoever makes the last comment, I always miss the last words because there's a money sign in there. We don't get the good plastic paints in the US. I heard that from more than one person. Yeah. Stevie, you got a good idea on how to seal that? I think you probably got a pretty good idea there. So yeah, but that's gonna be the giveaway. I also have, hold on. I'm gonna include some stuff like this. Matt, I have stuff that's going to be unique to the giveaway we talked about. But so I made a couple of these. I don't know what anybody's can stick these on. These are huge. I'll probably make some smaller ones too. So the giveaway is going to be dope. It's at this point, I think everybody here is probably subscribed to my channel. But yeah, if you're following me on Twitter, following Pop Cold Frenzy, you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you will be entered to enter for the prize. And then what I'll do is somewhere in one of the lives, I think what I'm going to do whenever I get a chance to get my computer straight, I can hear Gigi Horror rolling his eyes because he's offered me the easiest pass to like fix my computer. And I'm just like, I don't have time. And I just havenent done it yet. But once I get that done, so I've seen it's like an elimination style way to do a giveaway or a raffle. So what it is instead of drawing one name out of the hat and be like, oh, this is the winner, I saw Jeremy Kimberlin did it where it's there's like a spinning wheel and it's got everybody's name listed on the wheel, and every time the wheel stops, whoever's name it's on gets eliminated. So instead of just being one pull out of the hat, we can go through and be like, oh, so technically there's 48 people that are that are entered in this contest, right? And the reason how we'll know you're entered will be you'll have to retweet the post. So you retweet the post, boom, I see that. Then I just check to make sure that you're following me, you're following Popco Frenzy, and that you have subscribed to the channel. And then the day that I'm doing the giveaway, I'll verify everybody. All those names will go into the list, and then boop, it'll be the giveaway. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I figure, it's a good way to give back in all the ways. And believe me, Popco Frenzy don't ask for nothing. I feel that he provides that service where he's constantly let us know where those good deals are. I mean, how many of us would have gotten that fire team or any of the stuff that happened today? I mean, I know I don't have the time to go look for that shit, but what I do have time to do is go pop on his page, and then there's timeline, and just kind of scroll right down and see everything that I need to see in literally 60 seconds. So I feel like that's like a service to me, and anybody else that buys with his links. And I hope that anybody that you see the stuff, just to be so you all understand how that works for him, is when he puts those things out there, there's a particular, that link that he posts, that's going to take you to what you need, but it's going to get him accredited with Amazon. So if you want to support him for doing that, that's how you want to do that. Don't like see the picture and go, holy shit, and then go to your Amazon app. He won't get credit for that. Follow that link, purchase it right from there, and you'll be good to go. He's a solid dude. He's incredibly encouraging. He's definitely like the very first affiliate link. Thank you, Matt. I'm lingo that I have no idea. But yeah, an affiliate link. Yeah, so he very first couple shows that I did, he definitely had some super encouraging. A lot of people did. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people said Matt, you were one of them. CG was one of them. Right off the bat, they were all very, very encouraging things. But yeah, he was one of them as well. That really, and all that kind of really helps in the coolest of ways, without a doubt. Oh, this is what I wanted to do. Hold up. Why I'm opening this real quick to show you guys, I'm going to talk about something real quick that happened literally just as I was getting ready to come down here and get my mind right. Anybody that's been a guest on here knows that I take a minute to get my head right before I come on the show. And I was actually watching a video that just got posted. So anybody that know, I've mentioned it before. Destro is my spirit animal. He's got great production. He's got some really cool, like the rankings videos, all very awesome. But somebody rubbed him the wrong way in a comment, and he released like at this point now, it was like 3 hours ago. So it was very fresh. He had just put it up. Some dude commented in one of his videos about grown men playing with toys and how you're not supposed to do that. And then I believe he said something back to him. And then this guy who has many, many subscribers on YouTube did a whole video of him jogging and talking shit about him collecting toys. It's just really out of control. So he responded with a nice little video of his own. I hope I got those facts right on that. If I just kind of had seen it. But yeah, if you guys didn't, when you're done with this, you can go check that out. It had just gotten posted, and it was pretty interesting. He had some very good points about how the generalization of people of a certain age that whatever it is that they do, because he was very open. He was like no. He's like, I don't buy these toys to pose them. I don't buy these toys to take pictures. I don't buy these toys to put them on the shelf. He's like, I buy these toys to fucking play with them. I go like this. I make gun sounds. I do all that. And I just thought it was very interesting that he had said that. And he was like, I don't give a fuck if that's how you like it or not. All right, so here we go. Let me see. I'm going to lower this a little bit. Let me show you what I got here. Yeah, buddy. Hopefully the lighting is good. We got Salvo in the house. So added to the 3 3/4. So I'm just opening this for the first time. So we got a little waist issue. Looks like I'll probably put a new O-ring in there. But he is complete. And I have to admit, I'm really stoked. So this is, Salvo came out at the very, very end of what is my, hold on, a little more light here. Salvo came out at the very end of what was my Gi Joe collecting time. I got 11 turning 12, and I was just getting into all the things that a kid that age does. But this dude, Ambush, Shockwave, Alley Viper, they really kept it alive for me, and that's why they're some of my favorite characters. But I mean, look at this fucking loadout. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, a undermounted mine throwing, you know, giant ass rifle, which if you look, it looks like there's something in here, right? It almost looks like there's bullets that might come out of here, so it looks like there's something in there, maybe, or maybe they're gas cartridges that help fire off the, I don't know, whatever it is. I think that's an incredibly awesome gun, nonetheless. And you know, he's bald. There wasn't a lot of those, you know, and he's got this really cool. Well, I mean, listen, I say that's really cool, but I think we all know what that looks like, right? As RoboCop, as his RoboCop helmet. It's like he uses rockets to blow up RoboCop, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna take that helmet. I'm gonna paint it brown," and that's what you got. But yeah. So this motherfucker here, though, is one of my all timers. What's super cool is, there's a lot of detail in this little backpack here. He's got the little target finder. But it goes into his back, and that thing is tight. This figure is actually minty as shit. Like the writing on his chest and everything is fucking awesome. But yeah, this thing is incredibly mint. I'm really happy about that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get them all geared up. I'm gonna put this, and so the first time I went and I looked up Salvo on eBay to see what it was gonna cost, I saw him standing there with this black briefcase, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I legit could not, for the life of me, at first remember him having a briefcase, and I was like, "What in the world would he have in that fucking briefcase?" So here we go. Now that I kind of put them together, I'll bring this back up here. I'm gonna hold it up. So yeah, I mean, dude, that is elite. That is an elite fucking figure. There's no doubt. Those are bullets indeed. It shows they are on the card art. Thank you, Snow Leopard. That makes me feel so much better about the gun, for sure. Let's see, what do we got here? Conrad, what series was where Cobra was wearing the Goya painting and put Snake Eyes in the hospital at the beginning? That's the only non-canon Gi Joe's. Okay. Is it supposed to shoot mines and grenades? Yeah, right here. That's yep, that's right. Big Red knows what's up. This guy is a walking tank killer. Yes, that's it for sure. But really, so yeah, his waist is definitely fucked. It looks like I'm gonna probably have to put a new rubber band in there, but I have a whole thing of them. But yeah, this is a very welcome addition. Normally, what I do is I like to show the new additions to the top 10 3 3/4 by taking a picture with all of them. Like I said, I just didn't have time this week. Oh, and what I also got and I didn't show you is I showed off Scrap Iron, the 3 3/4 Scrap Iron that I got, because he's really awesome and I wanted him in the collection too. And he didn't have a gun, but the price was so cheap that I was like, I'm just going to get it. It's fine. And then, of course, I saw even cheaper was the same thing with the file card and the gun, the whole thing. So somebody's going to get a Scrap Iron with a missile launcher, I think, as some kind of a giveaway coming up in the future. But yeah, so I mean, come on. Holy fuck. I mean, are you for real with that? And what's cool too is I remember having this idea that while he was walking like this double-handed, that like somehow on here he controlled these so he could launch them from right off his back, right? Like he could be walking, doing his own thing, and just those are the sounds that the guy was talking about. Destroys my spirit element. That's what he says he does. I think that's pretty cool. I don't give a shit what you do with your GI Joes. I think it's fucking awesome. We have some people that enjoy GI Joe in unique ways, and I don't give a fuck what it is that you do. As long as it's with other consenting adults, it's fine. So yeah, that briefcase. Does anybody know that gun is a backbreaker? Yeah, Jesus Christ, no shit. Look at the fucking thing. But I wonder what exactly is the briefcase, right? Does anybody know for sure what these are for? Now, Cletus of Cobra asked when I showed a picture of that I was getting this, I think. He was like, "Oh, what's the briefcase for?" And what I said was, "Oh, the mines went in there." And I just said that because I think that was something from when I was a kid. And I'm like, Then I thought about it and I was like, I don't really know if that's true or not. But anyway, homeboy's got that nice gun. Yeah, I really don't care about his waist because look at how clean that writing is. This thing is mint as fuck. I don't know how the waist gets so shot, but yet it's so pristine. I don't know if you could see the shine. It's like even shiny. Anywho, so yeah, that's now I don't know how I'm gonna stand this guy up with all this shit. Maybe if I stick the gun out far enough, right, it'll like at a cantilever weight out, it'll help balance the weight of that giant backpack. So if I stick it out like this, maybe I can get him to stand up. I'm just gonna see if I can real quick because now I need to know. How did I get this dude to stand up before? I probably didn't. I probably just like leaned him up against something. Fucking A. He's a day trader on this mini computer to run the backpack. Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, shit. Why not? Mini computer to run the backpack. Love it. That works. I also like that he's a day trader on the side. Like that he takes all this off and then just like, oh look, oh shit. Got it. Fuck yeah. So yeah, you just stick the arm straight out in front like that, and it counterweights the backpack. That is an elite figure. Like when you think about, obviously, the later Joes aren't going to get their due that that like the OG ones, and that like the 82 is 82, 83 is obviously like the OGs, the originals that set it up. But then you have like up into like the 85, 86 years, which I think we all agree are like the two best years. And then you look at that. But then you fast forward all the way up. There's dudes later on. So Salvo, Shockwave, Hit and Run, and the Alley Viper. Like I think those are legit just as good as like any fucking thing else. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that's pretty great. What else do we got here? Oh, so my man's name is the Funko Pop Artist, and I know I showed off. He did a destro for me. It's over there, and for like $10 shipped, he just draws you, gets you a little something, and then he usually sends a bonus. I like unique stuff, and more than I like unique stuff, I like supporting people, and I like encouraging them to do what makes them happy. And if sending my dude $10 helps him buy some more markers and he can keep drawing and he can be happy, I'm happy to do it. So I reached out. I had him make me a destro that I thought was kind of cool. It's their own unique style. So I saw he's the Funko Pop Artist. That's what it is. He had done some stuff and put up a picture, and I was like, hey man, how about you do me a Cobra Commander to go with the destro? And there it is. So as you can see, it's unique. He does have the card art style background, which I thought was pretty cool. And he sent this this is Baron Mordo, which I don't know if that's from something, but it's got a lot of colors on there. It's it's homeboy stands by his work. He likes it, and I like I said, sending a couple bucks to homie, it works. It's pretty good. Salvo's fire card says he's a Toe Dragon repair tech. That's got to have something to do with the briefcase, right? 100%. A Toe Dragon. I mean, yeah, definitely, because it's got. I mean, yeah, if you look at this part here, there's some tech inspired type stuff for sure. Yeah. Very cool. All right, so let me get this dude out of the way real quick. Very good. So I do want to talk about a couple other quick things before I get out of here, because again, I feel like ass. We rolled out the Atlas this week. I hope everybody was excited as I was. I know Matt was excited. I know Matt worked his ass off on that. There's a whole lot of comments that I saw in all the different posts that I was doing. Everybody loves it. They think that it's super cool, and that is awesome. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I got to back up for a sec before I launch into all that. My boy Mate Mylar. made a very cool post about Beachhead and had tagged me in it asking, saying, "Hey, I heard Beachhead was your favorite." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, he is." And so our dude, apparently he does more than one shot sometimes, meaning like he switches to figures, like whatever he posts is like the final thing, whatever. So he took this picture for me and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing. And like after looking at it more, I was like, actually, this is like the coolest Beachhead picture I've ever seen in my life. This is really awesome. And so I blurted out, I was like, "Oh, I'll frame one up for you." And thinking, I was like, "This is gonna be awesome." So I was very thankful. But it's been slow going as I don't have time to get out in the wood shop to make these frames. But whatever, I'm making it happen. And so I just wanted to show you real quick. I printed out because I am gonna make them and hang them. They're incredible. So not only did he do all that, he took the time to send me the high definition quality prints, meaning like this is from the actual thing from his camera. Yeah. So boop, 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 boop. Yes. So that right there, I just wanted to mention that real quick. My boy Mate Mylar. I printed these out, and I'm going to be making frames. I'm going to do progress videos. It's going to look good. Sorry, I had to get that done. Yeah, that is awesome. It's very, very cool. Mate is the best practical effect toy photographer. It's not even close. He takes the most amazing shots. It's inspirational. Hold on, I'm just going to go back to it. He has the blast effect on each fucking side. It's going through the bat. I mean, just get off it. I mean, in this one, look at that. How he's got it here and how he's got it coming through. Just, it's the coolest fucking thing. So yeah, I'm going ham. I'm gonna hang both of those. Actually, there's a third one too that for some reason I got a double of one of them and not that third one. I gotta get that taken care of. But yes, back to the Atlas. Sorry to derail that real quick. Back to the Atlas. I know Matt worked his ass off on that. The amount of detail that is in that thing is ridiculous. Every time that I look at it, there's something else that pops out. Like I said in the Atlas reveal, when we were talking about it, that it is, I'll say it again, it was like a well-written movie that is also acted incredibly well. And when you have something like that, what you get is something that continuously provides for you. And what I mean by that is it's so multi-layered that every time you experience it, you're experiencing it like in a new way. And I think that's incredibly important because if I can just look at it and see this new stuff, that means when I'm taking pictures, I'll be able to do things with it in a way that will, like, it'll be new for a long time. I think that while the Atlas space-wise is big, Matt, as he says, that he likes to earn that space on your shelf. And I feel like he does with this. I think that the price point is on the money for what it is. It's 100. I believe what it, before I mess up those numbers, Matt, what were the amount of pieces and the printing hours? I believe they were both high numbers. I wish I had wrote those down so I could have said them. But the printing, the amount of pieces, and the amount of time that it goes into the Atlas is significant. And when I've done very limited amounts of printing, but the limited amounts of printing that I've done have given me an appreciation for what it does take to print stuff. And I think that I have a pretty damn good appreciation for what it takes to get the Atlas to work. Yeah, you're damn right, Big Red. It is in fact a work of art. There's no ifs, ands, or 125 print out. That's what it was. I couldn't remember if the pieces was 125 or it was the print hours. 125 print hours. I think it's difficult for me to no idea on pieces yet. Yeah, no biggie. I couldn't remember if it was pieces or hours. I knew the number 125 for sure. 125 print hours. So that's quite a bit of time. That's a lot of usage and wear on a printer. That, everything, it's all relative. And so when you add up all those things, it is a incredible value for what you get. I've had it for a very small amount of time, but I have not, like I said, it keeps being new to me every time I go and I do something different with it. I haven't even feel like I've barely scratched the surface on the different kinds of shots, and everybody think I've seen, I've had quite a few. There is like an innumerable amount of the ideas that I already have of shooting inside the back of it when it's covered, right? And even when it's just covered, I'm like, oh my God, I have all these different ideas. And then you uncover it, and then it opens up a whole other world of things that I just can think of off the top of my head. The inside, the front cab, when you look in there, the amount of detail is incredible. The ingenious idea of where he gives you the print card, or the how do I say it? The screen cutter, where it's a shaped, I'm describing it with my fingers, and I have it right here. Each one is, you can cut the different sizes. I think it's labeled on here somewhere, right? It says driver side. Yep. Driver side, gunner. So you can cut you can print your own screen, whatever you want, on all the little details template. Thank you, Matt. And you can cut exact sizes and put it right on that screen, which is totally awesome. And then of course it comes with the adapters for your weapons upgrades that you could put your gridiron stuff on there. Those adapters will help you with that. I am going to pull it out real quick and just show you what it looks like when I hold it like it's my baby. As it takes up the entire fucking screen. So if you're wondering if I hold it like this at night and rock it to sleep, I do. I absolutely do. So it is awesome. As you can see, I have to like hold it. I don't have the screen set up to do it, but there's really from things like the cannon with if you look at the top, the belt fed, the little detail on here is like a handle. I can go on and on about every small little area that's on here. One thing that I really like is these lights. They look like a riot style light, right? That if they rolled up first and boom, you're blinding everybody. They don't know it's number one, you enter a room, you got the flashlights at the end of your rifle for a reason. And this is what that reminds me of. You've got your gunner optics here, where you can, this has it so you can control this, but your gunner can see from the front. Yeah, yep, fucking really awesome. And there's so many different parts of it that I think are like genius. So it's hard for me to say, oh, and this is the one that really whatever. The hatch I think is great, like the detail in the hatch. It's like so crazy cool. But this part right here, that it does this, that it opens up like this, right? That you're able to have access to the entirety of the inside to position your figures without fucking fighting your hands inside, right? If I only was able to get in here, first of all, this is quite accommodating as it is, right? This door is amazing. Look at all that deep. If I show you, look at all that detail in there. It's crazy. But the door is big enough where I'd be able to get that figure in there. I'd be able to get that guy in there, and it would look okay. But it won't look as good as if I get to position him by doing it like this, right? I put him right in here. You can get the hand on here just nice. You look, and you can't go wrong. The detail on the inside, this is crazy. I want to do like a series of photos after I get the screens cut out. I actually did some work into that, and I'm looking at I'm going to cut some stuff out on the Cricut and slap it on there, so then I can do a series of photos from the inside, really detailing everything. But everything is kind of magnet stuck, perfect, like here and here. Again, it's the bumper and everything is made to hold the weight of it. It is a toy, but you just don't fucking fling it open. But that no problem if this extra bit here totally holds on. Boom. There we go. And just like it's this is what sells me. It's this little bits of detail everywhere. Like, I don't know how long it took you to come up with all of it, but I know that when I look at like a blank slate of things, I'm just like, wow, what the hell? But yeah, so the back, let's go real quick. So I'm going to have to get a different camera set up when I talk about this, obviously, so we can see it better. But here, I like how you can have it totally closed, right? Looks completely fucking awesome like this. We got, and there's two jerry cans. Really perfectly well scaled jerry cans. Really, really awesome. Slide that back in there. Boom, boom. I'm putting it in backwards. There we go. So there's that. And then you can do it one-handed. I like how you have the option of, I'm going to be setting some people up here, sticking their guns out. Really perfect. This comes down here. Boop, boop. Boom. Nice. You could drive your tech or have your troops running right out. And then real quick, while I've got it open, I'm going to take this off. Now my M249s are not in place. So I'm going to slap this on here. There we go. And these are perfectly scaled like how they are in the Merc when the guys are standing there. It's absolutely really, really sweet. I like how we have them on each side. Inside, you got the benches that come up and down. Everything on here that moves is smooth but firm. And so what I mean by that is the ease of function is really nice, but you could tell that it's well made, it's tight, it's quality. It's really, really good. I love that. As pointed out in that live stream as well, we've got these little tie down things. So if you have some mission crates, something like that back here, you can tie that bad boy down just like that. And then what is one of the coolest fucking things is this back door that goes into the front. I just think that's amazing. The detail that's on the door, that's on everything. I really, I cannot wait. I've got shots planned for this. I don't even want to talk about them. So that way, when you see them, you're gonna be shocked and surprised. But look at the detail on that door. Absolutely amazing. Boom, boom, boom. Now, one more thing. I'm actually gonna put this down, but I'm gonna show you something else. Now, inside the outpost, this is where I saw it first, and I fucking love this. That's such a cool design. Inside the outpost has these as well, but what this is here are backpack holders. So while your troops are on the inside, when they're sitting down on the bench, they don't want to sit down on the bench with their fucking backpack on. That shit's going to be annoying, and they won't sit right? But you sure as shit can put it right here. Goes in nice and easy, comes out nice and easy. There's plenty of clearance on here, meaning I had, here it is. So you got, this is Night Force shockwaves. So I've got that on there with the drone fully up and extended. And look at that. There's enough room. Obviously dial tone's monstrosity with the high arc on the top is definitely going to be big. But let me just see. Yep, there we go. There's a good shot. So there you go. See that space you got there? So you can definitely got plenty of room to put any of the backpacks on there. Again, I'm not encyclopedic like some of the rest of them. Maybe there's one that somehow, for some reason, is a little bit bigger. But as far as I know, this bad boy right here is where it's at. And yeah, fully extended, she goes in there. So I think that is a really cool part. If you look at the Atlas previews that I had done where you were looking up into the back, I had like the Night Force cycle and all the Team Fangbusters backpacks were hanging up there. Looked incredibly awesome. Very, very sweet. I was and am humbled and honored to have been trusted with the rollout of the Atlas and being able to kind of put forward, all the great stuff that Matt does. So it makes me super happy to be able to kind of show everybody all these things. And from what I understand, that our community has been very supportive of Matt, and everybody likes enjoying getting their stuff. I know I've recently talked to some people that have some stuff in mind that they'll be reaching out to get, which I think is cool. Definitely. So Matt, I know we all appreciate your hard work. And I can't wait to get the next 3 different things that I have in mind for the Atlas shot. I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It is very fulfilling, being able to not just, I'm not just playing with toys. I'm doing something, right? I am taking your incredible shit and just kind of holding it up so some people can see it, right? And that makes doing it fulfilling in a way that it's very good for me. All of the things that I do in this way and for this community and everything are for sure very, very good for my mental health in many ways. I truly have never been happier. Um, and even now there's plenty of things that go on in my personal life, which I'm believe me, I'm fine, fellas. I I I I have the playbook on how to handle any kind of crap that life can throw at me. But no, for real, it's very fulfilling. Half of what I get out of this is seeing what you guys do with it. So please always share. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you guys get stuff from Matt, make sure you're taking pictures and showing. I think everybody needs to just take more pictures, period. Um, I kind of put it out there like I have a sickness that just doesn't allow me. Um, I have a sickness that doesn't. Sorry, Stevie, hold on. I'm not sure I can. I can't get to that. I can't load that without. I can't get that without coming out of the stream. So I'll fuck with that in a minute. I'll see if I can get that to show up because there's just a bunch. It's in a loaded image. Yeah, yeah, right. No, so earlier, Stevie, no, when you texted me, Stevie, and I responded saying going live, I didn't go live yet. I was still in the studio, so I can actually no, that's okay. That's all right. I'm gonna take a minute at the end here to see if I can get that loaded because I would love to read that on the air. If not, it will get read on the air one way or the other. Yeah, no, that's I'm glad that Matt had said that we can you guys can take pictures of stuff and put it out there so we can see it. And I think we should do more of that. I try the best I can to get everybody to kind of take pictures because like I was saying, I have a sickness that I get this picture in my head and I can't take that picture unless I build this fucking huge thing, right? And so um I want to start just doing like I got the major blood and I have this idea to do the he's going to lead the 788 fire team. No problem. You've got this awesome idea, but I can also just take that figure out and put him right here and just take a couple pictures. It doesn't matter what's in the back or whatever. It doesn't have to look like $1 million shoe. I want to just start taking more pictures of the figures with when if because at night if say I want to come down here and fuck around sometimes I can't stay down here for a couple hours. I want to every night, I really do. But other nights, what winds up happening is I come down, I'll try to clean up a little bit and be like, okay, I'll do a little bit of this cleanup now, and then when I come back down tomorrow, I'll have more of an opportunity to like take the pictures. And when I do big dial shots, that's what it is. It's I come down, I build a couple things, I set some stuff up, and I try to do the best I can. Right, Stevie and I are on that very same kind of schedule where, in a sense that we get the burning idea where we really desperately want to complete the thought. We want to get this picture taken, but we want it to look right. And sometimes making it look right is, and that's why one of the things, Stevie, like the thing you did with the Stinger driver and all that the other day, it's not a 3-day dial build, but it looks perfect. So I appreciate that you're able to kind of put that together like that and make it look. I draw inspiration from that to just be like, dude, you can just do the thing. You don't have to build the jungle in the basement to take the pics. Although it does look good, and I am always going to do that. I've just got to get the intermediate spaces filled with just taking more pictures, and also opening more figures to do that because you guys have gotten a lot of Strike Team Fangbuster, a lot of Snake Eyes, and then whatever. Like the Atlas has been my most diverse set of stuff. You know what I mean? Think of some of the stuff you do, like sketches. Yeah, right, for sure. It. They're definitely rough drafts that I have in my head, and sometimes I will draw something to a degree, but only as a visual reminder for me to when I go back and then try to be like, okay, that when I had this idea, this is where I saw the figures standing. Like, oh, these 3 figures are going to be right here facing that way, looking, and then the camera shot's going to be over their shoulders looking at these other group of people facing back this way. And that's, you know, when I draw that out, that's so I don't forget the angle that I wanted to have it shot at. Like, that's where the original thought came from, because I'm an old fuck. And if I don't write shit down, it's gone and it ain't coming back. It is the black hole of my mind that puts me into the abyss for sure. But yeah, so Matt, thank you for all your hard work. And again, thank you for trusting me with the rollout of that Atlas. It truly is a pleasure. But that is also just a start. We're going to be dropping a ton of content coming soon, revolving around the Atlas and some other stuff. I have some other stuff coming too, and I can't wait to get into that. Yeah, all of it. It's going to be great. I still have something planned for the bar that has just kind of been getting pushed back because it's going to be built with something else kind of at the same time. And I'm just kind of waiting to do that all together. So yeah, everybody make sure that you're going over and checking out what Matt has going on in Etsy. The Atlas is up and it's live and ready for order. You can reach out, get it customized. I think one of the coolest things about anything that Matt does is that you can get it in the colors that you want. If it's a spool, if it was a spool, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that for sure. If it's a spool that he has to order, obviously it'll take a little bit longer, but my dude is incredibly easy to work with. The very first thing I ordered from him, I asked him to flip the colors on the bar. I wanted the blue gray and the gray blue. And I was like, you know, not knowing anything about printing at the time, I was like, hey man, I don't know if this is hard to do, if it's a big ask. I was just wondering if you could swap these colors. And he was like, oh no, it's not a problem at all. And it was either that day or the next day or something like that. He had sent me a picture of a panel. So he had printed one of the panels of the swap colors. And he was like, hey, I just wanted to make sure that this is exactly what you wanted. And I was like, oh my God, it actually looks better than I thought it was going to. And basically everything I've gotten from Matt to date, that's exactly how it goes. It's that I know it's going to be amazing, but when I get it in hand, you're like, Jesus Christ, look at, you're blown away like a motherfucker. So yeah, again, thank you, Matt. And yes, I'll be reaching out to you. We'll get something kicking on on that giveaway. I think that I have a couple ideas. I know you had a couple ideas. We're going to come together on that. We can so that way we can be announcing that soon. Again, thank you, brother. Other stuff I wanted to show you. I wish I was a little bit further along on the Cobra CLAW Launching Facility. I've been busy with a lot of other things to remodel. My kids just started middle school, and there's been a bunch of shit that I've had to do that was not expected. So there's some stuff. I wish I was a little further along on that, but that is imminent, and it is coming. It is going to be awesome. It is, in essence, the biggest. How can I explain it? So the jungle dio was huge, right? That was one big thing. This is by far the biggest thing. It is, the back wall is 4 feet wide. I'm sorry, 5 feet wide by 4 feet tall. That's just the back wall. And then there's going to be 2 walls coming off the side, one of which is going to be a full rock formation. So it's going to look like they built something on the inside of the mountain. Going to really look awesome. All kinds of stuff going on the walls. But what is going to obviously make the whole entire thing isn't really the 4 Cobra Claws launching off the front. That's going to be cool. I'm going for a Mate Mylar style blast effect from when they're taking off. I hope to do our brother justice by not butchering his great practical effects, but I'm going for there. But what's going to make the actual dio is all the turbo stuff that I've gotten from Sys 3D Arsenal. So I know almost all of you out there. Oh, by the way, Chris, but not the heaviest. right. If just in case you didn't hear it the other night when Matt and I were on the Atlas, we were talking about the Atlas, the live. We were both discussing how much we enjoy your product, how well designed they are, and how well your products work sitting with Matt's. I think they're a very great union, meaning like, you both do your own individual thing. They're separate separate things. Matt's got the vehicles and the bases, and then you have everything that you would need to go in these bases and things like that. Your dial walls, all of it. That they're a great compliment. But we were both remarking on how awesome your shit is, and then actually today I was speaking with CG Horror, who had gotten this awesome product from you, and CG is a great printer himself. And the one thing that he had said that he definitely took it to task with his, he's in there with his monocle looking, and he's like, yeah, man, these are some incredibly crisp, clean prints, like without a doubt. And that is very accurate. So I just wanted you to know that we definitely, that we all do appreciate how awesome your stuff is. And it's one of those things where, like, and I say it all the time, you can go and you can buy these items right here, and then all of a sudden your two figures that you have standing there with this on the side of it, you got a whole thing now. And the cost is very inexpensive. These jerry cans are super cool. They're very well scaled, and they look great in the hands. I have two of these. I'm actually shit. You know what, Chris? I meant to put an order in the other day for a couple more barrels, but yeah, I'll do that later tonight. But yeah, these barrels are awesome. Now, I know I've seen a lot of people are picking stuff up at the dollar store and they're painting them, and that's awesome. 100%. They look great, but they don't look like these. These are fucking really great. They have, the lid comes off. You can be sticking the photos of taking a lid off, pulling something out. I haven't gotten into that yet, but I keep seeing different ideas for that to see that in my mind. I wish I hadn't had a chance yet to actually fill out, but the mission crates. He is the mission crate master. Again, the super clean print is any evidence of things like this where each one of these lines fades into the actual back. So it's not just like this thing sticking out. It's like actually fades each end back into it. So it kind of comes in and out. And again, without knowing a bunch about 3D printing, I feel like that's hard. I feel like to get that to design and do everything right, that it looks really good. So the mission crate, in case you haven't seen it, boom, pops out. Awesome tray, lots of stuff in there. Here we go again. Boop. Really tits. So this particular case is for Snake Eyes number 52. It holds his rifles and his swords and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm using it for right this second, because I actually bought this before I had Snake Eyes number 52. I'm using this to just put some other rifles in, and kind of hold this kind of stuff. It's like a Joe loadout. I had done a video for all my the Joe color scheme that I had. I had like a fair amount of stuff for that. So I did a quick video for all that. It was really, really cool. But these mission crates, there's a bunch of them. You can get them. They're mission specific. I actually took the stuff out and looked at how I wanted to set it up the other day. Operation Helix, great figure. I literally bought the figure Helix just so I could buy the mission crate from Chris and do a video of her putting her stuff together in like a room where all the Joes are watching, right? I kind of have this idea where she's like a Hannibal Lecter style figure where they're carrying her into this room and they're like taking the shackles off from a distance, and she tears in and opens up her mission crate and everybody's like, stay the fuck away from her, she'll kill all of us in the room. And she's loading up her tactical stuff and they're gonna like unleash her as a thing. Like I don't know why. I don't know anything about the character from the comics or anything like that. I just was like, you know what? I feel like this would be a super cool. This would be like a super cool. That's coffee. It's 11 o'clock. I think it was a super cool way to see that, because the mission crate is actually awesome. Okay. Oh man! Again, such a disaster, and I'm so obviously unprepared. That I don't even know where that mission crate is. Son of a bitch. What is that? Is that over here? Yeah, well, I got some looking around to do. Yeah, the Helix mission crate is awesome. It's got the same style. It's all black with the yellow. Oh, there it is. I think I just pulled something on my neck. Turning around and looking, getting old stuff. So yeah, here's the Helix mission crate. I love this one. I can't believe I haven't done this yet. But yeah, yep. There's whoop, voila. Same kind of style thing where you can lift these right out. Actually, no. So what I like about the actual mission crates themselves is that they are modular in a way that, boom, I could take this out and now I just have this. I can put whatever I want there. It doesn't have to be Helix shit. You can store whatever. But also the same thing. So you have, this is the part that comes out. You can take, boop, you can take this out, the missions part, and you can actually keep her stuff on like a shelf. Because if you haven't seen, Chris has a bunch of fucking shelves and beds and lockers and everything that you would need to make the inside of like a room look like something legit. So now you have this tray, right? So you have these three pieces that you can put on a shelf separately, or these two pieces. You have this. You can have them all being used for three different things and putting them on a shelf. Now for the same cost, you have three different things that you're using. Helix still has her mission crate. You could put a bunch of who knows whoever stuff in here that slides on and off the shelf. And then the same thing here. Oh, we're going to take a bunch of shit and it can go in there. So that's one of the things that I like about very much, like Matt's stuff is very modular too, right? And in the sense that the pieces that go together, how you can stick the bar, the outpost connect together, everything is scaled just right together. I mean, it makes it, that's where you get value, right? So you buy, you buy the Atlas from Matt, you're getting a billion different ways to shoot that thing because the back comes off, the front comes up. They're gridiron compatible, so you get all this bang for your buck because it's modular in that way. All this stuff from Sister the Arsenal, all modular in the sense that you can pull it apart like that. It all stacks together. Chris actually has actual pallets that you can put these mission crates on. They're fantastic. So he does offer STL files, but what I can tell you is that I will always pay because the shit he prints and cleans is so much better, right? Like I'll get to a couple examples of that right after I show a couple other things. So there is, son of a bitch. So here is the Cobra Viper, and his team has their own grenade case. And so do the Joes. Now they all look incredibly awesome. Oop, look how sweet that is. I mean, that's a lot. You know what I mean? That's 16 grenades in there. That's not like no little thing. The Viper ones, also awesome. Viper blue, Viper red really looks sweet. But a little extra touch on the Joe ones, right? Don't mind my big goofy fingers. I always do your stuff a disservice, Chris. I make it look like it's hard to get out. It's not. It's perfectly made. I just have old man fingers. So these grenades are sweet. Let me see how close I can get and stay in the light. So I don't know if you can see, but right along the edge, there is a gap. So the little pin that comes off the side here, there is just enough light that goes through that gives you the impression that you could stick your hand in through around it, like you could. And then it's got the dimples on there. Again, I can't see how good that looks, but yeah, these are really awesome, crashing hard. So yeah, no doubt. Believe me, I'm wrapping it up soon, Big Red. Don't worry, we're all going to bed in a minute. So yeah, things like this that you can't go wrong with, but also makes incredibly awesome. Everybody's seen Mission. The CG had this. I was talking about it this morning. So fucking cool. I still got to get my mass device, the red one from Snake Eyes, to go in here. And then Chris, like we're pounding the table. Give us those divers, you bastards. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever gotten from him. So as much as I want to tell you how awesome this is, I'm going to do this real quick and see if it will. I don't know if it'll translate, but maybe. Can you see that spiral in there? Am I lighting that up properly? I think I can see it in my screen, but there's a fucking spiral in the middle of that motherfucker. And that, to me, makes that completely out of control awesome. You just really can't go wrong. So you got like a dial pad, looks like a little vent thing, something like that. Totally awesome. This is super cool. When you're paying Zartan, it's not a jewel of that size, but it is a lot of gold. And again, because he doesn't fuck around, you don't just have 8. It's not just 8. There's dual layers there. There's 16. Totally crazy. So yeah, this is what you want, right? If you're playing with your toys, this is the shit you need for sure. And then one of the more recent things, again, I know it's late, fellas. I feel like shit. I'm gonna be wrapping it up. I love this. I'm so in love with this. So this is going to be a big player in the Cobra CLAW Launching Facility. It's got wheels. Now they're not spinning, but they're really, really, really awesome. And I'm going to have this like being pushed from claw to claw. All of these drawers pull out. They're very well machined. So I got my Televiper stuff in there. I got a set of these tools from Amazon. They look really awesome in there. And then I like how he's got the different size drawers that are really sweet. Like I can put some really cool stuff in this big one down here. So it's useful. It doesn't just look cool, but also, again, modular. Boot top comes off. You could have this. You could have somebody sitting on this. You can have this on a bench. Really, really sweet. What did I do with the table? I have a table. Hold on. I have to show this too. Because this was relatively inexpensive and it's perfect. So you can have figures, perfectly scaled figures. You can put stuff on the bottom, put stuff on the top. Absolutely, totally awesome. I had to show the table because I love that too. But these are incredibly sweet. Now, last week I showed a preview of two of what is, I think, a six panel thing. This is the part where I was talking about. I printed some stuff from Chris and I like it. I can stick it in the background over in some stuff that's out of focus and it does that job. But if I'm showing it up close, the stuff he prints and sends is amazing. And by that, I mean, if you saw in the preview for the Cobra CLAW Launching Facility, I had the Televipers that were in something and they were using this. And so what this is here, put that back on. What this is here is he has a bunch of different variations that are all incredibly modular that you would be able to put different stuff on. I'm going to take, so there is, with this backdrop here, there's all kinds of stuff that came, so I can mount and display guns like this, which I think looks amazing. But he also has the straight racks. Now, again, I'm not going to show all these together because it's really gonna pop when I put it all together in the Cobra CLAW Launching Facility. I want that to be where you see it all at first together. Oh shit! I lost Shockwave's hat. Hold on, I can't go far without losing my boy's hat. All right. So again, down here, these three, everything is so perfectly well machined and made. Totally, totally awesome. Let me get this out. Now again, it's my big dick fingers. Now look at how awesome. Look at the detail. Really sweet. Fits perfect. This one I had trouble getting out because I stuffed a bunch of Televiper hoses in here. All right. So again, that's me. That comes out fine. I've got the Televiper hoses in there. Oh, there it goes. See? Televiper hose. I'll be looking for that. I'll wind up losing my mind trying to find it. It's in there. But this, and then you put it next together again. This is only two of them. I have a bunch that are all going to go together. But this locker. So I have two of these lockers. This one opens up and it's a full body. The other one I have has a divider down the middle. So when you open one, you can only see the squares. It's perfect. Chris, these are so awesome. I've been messing with these a lot, and every time I look at it, it's like, oh wow, yeah, look how little things like, oh yeah, no, those vents are angled up at that right thing. So if you're shooting it up and in, you can see it. But if you're shooting down on the top, it's louvered the down like it's supposed to. It's little things like that. Stevie, oh yeah, 3 a.m. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming through. Yo, Stevie, I'll get to that file card this week, brother. I'll pop on a live. There's some other stuff that I wanted to do. I think I'll be doing a midweek this week, and I'll have that on there. Thank you, brother. You're the best. Yeah, so like just little things like my man always gets his name in there too. I love that. I think it's so awesome. So these are super, super cool. I cannot wait to show you the whole thing when it all goes together. This actual dial is by far will be my most detailed time put into it. So even when I build some of these big dials, what happens is they're big for being big, right? The jungle thing was pretty cool because I had the running water in it. But for the most part, it was just some dirt and then some plants that I did around the thing. And so that was kind of big for being big. This is not going to be that. This is going to be big because we're launching 4 Cobra Claws out of it. But what is in there, what is needed to have a facility like this is a whole bunch of stuff from the SIS-3 arsenal. I think it's going to highlight a bunch of different things, almost damn near everything that, like, so with the exception of bunk beds and the actual dial walls that he makes. I think I have one of just about everything is going to be in this shot. And then you'll be able to see what the upgrade is of having, these items in here. Now I'm blessed enough that I'm going to have a lot. There's going to be a ton of shit, but that's why I keep saying it's basically the Sys 3D Arsenal Cobra CLAW Launching Facility, because all of the shit that's going to be in there besides the claws and the figures, it's going to be a ton of this stuff. So I know, like I said, the other night we were talking about how awesome your stuff is, Chris. And I know I see often, there's people that have one thing or the other that are kind of in there. And I love that. People are, getting a little something and trying to make an uptick of their shots and stuff like that. And I don't know why it's so important to me that people take that little bit of extra time or maybe have that hobby. I think it's because I know what it's done for me in the last 9 months. And so when I encourage other people to do it, maybe in the back of my head, I just know that that's going to be good for them in the way that it was good for me. Whether it is or it isn't, I don't know. We're all different and we all react to stuff different. But yeah, so I did want to kind of wrap up the show and just kind of talk about real quick, our community, how great that is. That everything I do, I always want to remind you guys that, like, without you guys, there's not any of the stuff that I'm doing, right? Without you guys, your support, and all the kind things that people say, that's what drives me and keeps me coming back. Now I felt like when I first started posting and being super positive to people, it was kind of like, yeah, I wanted, that's how I wanted people to be to me, right? It's the golden rule. I treat people how I want to be treated. So there's that. But also it was like, I felt like we were all being embraced in this hobby that, that like we're all amateurish to a degree as far as like the photography aspect goes. Like I build the dial, I take some pictures. The photography itself is I have leaps to take. I have to get better with my lighting. I need an actual camera, like all that kind of stuff, right? So, I have a ways to go, and some people don't even have diodes. Like the Arashikage Z, my dude just takes pictures on his coffee table. He poses like a motherfucker. The bearded sumo, Jay Antonio, homeboy, same thing. He just takes pictures. He was in his bathroom taking pictures. I think he says because the lighting is just right. So all that shit is cool. And I just felt like being super positive to everybody about it. But the one thing that I think it was kind of like, I wanted to just say it. I'm sure I'll say it again is two things had kind of happened all at the same time. And it was really, really fulfilling. After doing a couple of these podcasts, I really came to the conclusion. I was like, I think I found my thing. Like I did tool review and that was fine. And it was like I've done a lot of different things in my life, but nothing has been remotely as satisfying as all this. And it's doing these podcasts, seeing everybody in the Twitter streets, purchasing this stuff, taking the pictures, putting it out there, taking stuff from these great makers and being some kind of a megaphone for other people to see it and get it and purchase it and enjoy it and all of that. I know I've expressed that to Matt because, he and I, there's a lot with the Atlas week, we've been talking a lot and doing a lot. And I know I've definitely mentioned to him that, yeah, I don't know if I've ever been happier. Now, with that being said, like there's turmoil in my personal life because of just certain things. Again, I'm fine. Just there's a lot that happens around me sometimes, and it's a lot. So, even with all these other things happening, like I've hit a period of my life where I don't know where I'd be mentally if I didn't have it. So when I feel like I found my groove with something that that's fulfilling in a way I've never felt that fulfilling before. And then, it's just kind of pointed out that like maybe the community wasn't as cohesive, before I kind of came around. CG Horror had kind of said some things like, yeah, no, you kind of brought us all together and you brought the best out of us. Now, I hate to again say things that are said in private out loud, but that really meant a lot to me because I felt like if I died tomorrow and my legacy was he brought us all together and then brought the best out of us, I'm unsure that I would be able to think of something that would be more fulfilling to me to have that be than what he said. Um, like if my kids knew that's how people like that's how I want that's what I would want my kids to think. Like if people were like, "Oh, your dad was the best. He brought us all together and then brought the best out of us." That's what I would want my kids to hear. So, and just to think that that's, it's all kind of come together in that way. And so expect much more, and bigger stuff. I've been super busy, so I haven't been able to really fuck with having the graphics. I'm going to have something set up with the help of, I'm sure, CG. I'm going to have some graphics. What I would really like is, while I'm getting my mind right and getting ready to go live, I'd like to have some music playing, right? I'd like to start the show with doing a little stupid dance, because that's how I feel when I roll in here on Saturday night, that we're here to party. We're about to have a good time. So there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, and giveaways, lots of giveaways. I'm a very fortunate person. I probably spend more than I should. There's no question about that. Don't get it twisted. I'm not wealthy whatsoever. I'm incredibly irresponsible. That's all there is to it. So, and of course I joke. I'm never, but sort of little irresponsible. But doing all that, it's incredibly fulfilling, and I just want to up it. So the commitment that comes back, like my man Snow Leopard right now, it is what, 5:15 in the morning. He's been up since 3 o'clock. He texted me, DM'd me at like quarter to 9 Eastern time, and was like, "Hey, are you doing a show?" Because he had gotten up to to watch the show. So it's those kind of things that, brother, I super appreciate it. And no matter what time it is where you're watching this, I really appreciate you, coming out and supporting it and doing everything. So in these upcoming giveaways, that's my way of giving back, for letting everybody know how awesome it is. We're going to have to do a lot of retweeting and stuff to get these giveaways out there, because, we want to draw more people in, right? The danger of that is you wind up fucking up the imbalance. But for some reason, our community has maintained this greatness, and that, whatever it is that we have not attracted the cuckoos yet, which I'm sure at some point, if the show continues to grow and maybe there's a level of popularity and other people, I'm sure there's something to become along. I'll be blocking some people and sending them up and out. It's, good. And Roadblock, hearing that, Roadblock, brother, good to see you. Hearing things like that is it really makes me happy. I think, and you'll never hear me go into politics or any of that, because quite frankly, I don't have any. I think all politicians are scumbags. But, our world, we need unity. It is in fact us against them, not us versus us. If I'll say anything, I'll say that. Forget what they're trying to get us to hate each other for. Fuck all that noise. We need to come together as a people, and that's how we change the world. We start with our little corner, and it kind of, if we have a spot where everybody that comes together and has this positive experience here on the show, in the Twitter streets, you can go back to other parts of your life in a better mood. I feel like maybe that helps change the world without without trying to aggrandize anything. Having people having positive experiences, and then in turn trying to give that positive experience to other people, is how we set the tone for all of us around us, and try to make the best out of what this is. I should, for something this serious, I probably should have thought about what I was going to say and prepared it possibly a little bit better. But I think that kind of is it, where the positive experience here helps us be better in all the other aspects of our lives. And, I'm close with some of you, and not everybody has it awesome right now. There's some of our Joe brothers are going through some shit. And like, they come and get from us, what they are not getting anywhere else in their life. And that is, a good driving force on keeping it going and keeping it up. So try to remember that, even somebody that's in those Twitter streets that is being encouraging and being everything, you've got to do it back for them, because you don't know what other people are going through. Like some of the, like, you ever hear, like, like and nobody is suicidal. I'm just saying, like, a depressed person dies, and then they say, but he seems so happy. And so just try to remember that everybody that you talk to here or out in the world is going through something. There's a lot that's happening, so everybody is going through something. So try to be as positive as we can. And then when strangers that we don't know come in and maybe at first are not as positive as we are, I think the move is to overwhelm them with positivity. And then if they don't want to play ball, then you just block people or whatever. But like, I feel like, you can't fight the darkness with the darkness. You got to be the light to light up the dark. That's who said that, Bob Marley. You just light up the dark. And that's what I feel. Our little corner, we light up our little corner, and then it spreads out, and hopefully it serves as a beacon to the right people, and the community can grow. And the more people that come and are doing stuff, like we've got a lot of talented makers, Chris, Matt, who are here, every week. Like we're spoiled with these guys who are busting out these incredible products for us. We're getting to experience these things. But there's also people that that are, like Roadblock is relatively new, sort of, kind of. He's been around for a couple weeks now, but or maybe a month, I don't know, but a while. But he's doing awesome shit, and he has said multiple times that, like, yeah, he's seeing everybody else do it, makes him want to do it. So we're creating a positive area. We're encouraging everybody in their healthy habits and their healthy hobbies and stuff like that. And I mean, aside from us spending a bunch of money on some shit that maybe sometimes we shouldn't, I think it's all pretty awesome. So I could probably continue to say all of those things in a slightly different way for a while. I'm incredibly proud of the community and what we do and how it's done. And I could keep saying it because that's how thankful I am for everybody. But I am going to try to wrap this up. It usually takes me a few minutes to do that anyway. I'm neck deep in the remodeling. I did a lot of prep on the other side over there. I'm laying the flooring tomorrow. I'm putting a special subfloor down that sits up off of the concrete. It allows the concrete to breathe, and then I can build a room off of that. And then, so I was going to do a full remodel here, but then I realized that I have all this other stuff in the house that has to do. And my wife, who currently has not outwardly said anything yet, I know has grown increasingly agitated with the endless packages. The money is not the issue because she doesn't even have any idea what I spent, but it's still like she knows there's money being spent there. And when I had said that I was going to do something over here before I started the second floor, she definitely was like, well, I don't think that's as important. And I was like, you know what, you're right. That's where I'll draw the line, because it's fine over here. So I'm just going to wind up putting myself over here. I've got it's fine. I don't need to spend that time. I have other shit to do. So and then that means I'm not going to be interrupted, because in order for me to work over here, I was going to have to move everything to the other side to put the floor down and do all the other stuff. And then I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do a podcast from like my bedroom or something, So something else too. People don't have to throw it out there right this second, but somewhere you got to let me know. I was thinking about doing a live from the shop, meaning like I've had people ask me about whenever I post a video about what goes on out there. There's a lot of people who ask a lot of questions like, oh, what is all this? Or I saw this thing over in the corner. What is that? So I was thinking about doing a live from out there. I'm pretty sure I can hold this and go around and be like, boop, 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 look at this, look at this. So I think I'm going to do something like that. If that's interesting to anybody, I'd want to know. I don't want to do a whole 2-hour thing from out there and have there only be like 2 interested. I know Stevie is interested in what I got out there. We talked about that before, but I don't know, tools, like I still do a little tool review. I do I'm on the DeWalt sampling team. So that brand DeWalt, just today I selected, I'm getting a new special drill. I have to write a review and take some pictures and do the whole thing. But yeah, so there's I still got a bunch of shit out there. So anyway, all right. Thank you all again. Thank you to Matt from Mos Mind Creations. Thank you to Chris from Sys 3D Arsenal. I will be putting up links. I have to do something where the links are readily available. I want everybody to go and support these guys. They're absolutely fucking awesome. And they're pumping out. It's not just stuff that looks cool, high quality stuff that you have to have in your home for your collection, for your shots. everything like that. Each maker has something in a price range that becomes incredibly affordable for what it is, and I really think that you should definitely try to go out there and support. So tomorrow, Sunday, enjoy the rest of your weekend, y'all. Try to be productive, try to stay positive. Let's keep this whole thing going. Yeah, I would say here's your homework for the weekend. I just want to see some kind of an action shot from everybody, you know, whether it's just a gun up to the face or something, but between now and then, because not everybody takes these pictures, but I do want to encourage everybody to get out and take some kind of a photo. So that's the homework between now and next week. Take that picture and whatnot. So that's it. I'm signing off, y'all. I will see you in those Twitter streets. Thanks again for showing up. I appreciate it. Have a good night.